Roger.
I'm Rebecca.
I'm Caitlin.
I'm Nessa.
This is the Family Showdown!
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw.
Welcome to, what'd you put it? Not shenanigans, you put
Slapstickery.
Oh, slapstickery. Yes, we're inventing all the words. So yes, glad you're here. We're here to talk about a lot of games. More than usual.
So strap yourself in, put on your racing goggles, because we're going to talk about, at minimum, 62 games tonight. 62 games tonight.
Wow. You guys ready? I don't know if I'm ready.
All right, so
Caffeine, check.
I have all this. Look at all this stuff. And I got all this stuff.
And you can't see all.
And we're
this
completely
stuff.
surrounded by board games. So it's gonna be a fun night. So on tap. So I'll do it corporate meeting style. I'll give you an outline of what we're going to discuss tonight.
Ooh, outlines, organization.
So we're going to do a resolution update. We're going to talk about all the games we played on our resolution. We're going to talk about culled games. We've officially culled some games. We're going to talk about them and why we culled them. Then we added a bunch of games. So I don't know why we culled, because just we replaced with a bunch of more games. So we really almost net zero got rid of games, which is unfortunate. We're going to talk about BGG Con, just overview of the con. Then we're going to talk specifically about all the Spiel nominees, because I have now played all the Spiel nominees. And we can talk about all of them. Rebecca played most of them, so she can talk about them as well. Then we'll talk about all the other games we played at the con, and then we'll sneak peek our top 10 next time around.
Woot woot.
It's a lot to get to.
It's a lot of stuff.
All right. So,
Oh, Tommy already says that you can skip the Indonesia discussion.
no, that's going to be the highlight. That's going to be the highlight of the evening, the Indonesia discussion.
Oh, man. Peter, I feel you.
All right.
This is like the one con I'm going to this year.
So, resolution update. Let's jump right in, because we got a lot to talk about. So, we had a change in the amount of games. We actually went down slightly. So, we culled some games, but we bought some games. So, we net went down in games. So, we have 374 games now on the list. We played 207 of those, which is 55.4%, which sounds very impressive until you figure out that 65.8% of the year is gone.
Oops.
So, we should have...
Gaming marathon starting now.
So we have 200. We should have 264 games played at this point. We have 207. So we're 39 behind. So in order to finish by the end of the year, we either have to cull most of our collection, or we have to play 1.34, 1 1/3 games per day
Sold.
for the rest of the time.
Summer's here, baby. Woo!
Or to put this in more meaningful terms, 19 games every 2 weeks.
I like the 1 point something a day. I'm going to play exactly 1.5 games a day. You just wait.
All right. So here we go. Here we're going to jump right into the games. We played 13 games from our collection since the last time we talked. One of those games we purchased and played. Via technicality, it's played, even though it's still in shrink.
Oh, it's played. And we're going to play it again.
All right. So we'll do our usual
again,
worst to
awesome.
first. 13 games. Coming in at number 13, I rated this game a 6. This is your job.
This?
Yes.
Oh, you stacked them correctly. Bless you. Oh, this game.
Epic Spell Wars of the Battle Wizards at Mount Skullfire. I think I got the name right.
Close enough.
Epic Spell Wars. So this is a card game where you're drafting cards and you're making spell combos and trying to kill all the other players. So the reason this was rated so low is because it's a fun game. It's hilarious. It's not really kid-friendly. It's got weird names for the spells and stuff. But the reason this is rated so low is because if you play by the rules, this game can take like 5 hours to play.
It's terrible. This is like a terrible, terrible game that I hate to love. This is my guilty pleasure game.
So my suggestion...
The art's terrible.
If you do play this game, play one round, make it a filler game, and call it good.
Yeah, because if you play to win everyone, it's supposed to... Somebody's got to win twice. The problem is... everyone, it seems, will win at once, all the way around the table.
Although ours didn't turn out that way. We had the first...
No, but that is the first time ever we've played that's happened. And that's not a joke. And usually this game lasts forever.
Yes. So play it as a filler, play one round, get some giggles, and move on.
Yeah.
I rated it a 6.
That's probably about right. I mean, it's truly a terrible...
It's just
a terrible game, but it's
a guilty
funny.
pleasure. Let's call it that.
It really is. The art is... Ugh. I hate the art in that game. Detest it, but it's stupid funny.
All right.
Okay.
So moving on to the next one. I have not played this one, so Rebecca needs to talk about it. This is the conga line of 7s. We always have the conga line of games already at 7. And the first one up is Bang, the dice game, which
yes.
I didn't play. She did, so she'll talk about it.
Yep, played it a couple times with the board game group at school, and it was a hit. In fact, they played it a few times without me. They were excited. They were like, "Are you going to bring that game back?" This one was a hit. It was fun. I had forgotten like how crazy the arrows can get in this game because you're rolling dice and stuff, and if you roll arrows, you also get these arrows, and if all of the arrows end up out, then you actually get hit with the arrows. And so you're constantly trying to do things to get rid of arrows and stuff and put arrows on other people, and it's pretty fun. It's just light, silly, fun game, and it's really easy for people to pick up, and it went over well. In fact, one of the gamers brought, like, I don't know if it was just a good friend or girlfriend, not sure which, but I'd never seen her in our board game group, and she picked up on the game and was able to play and had a good old time and wanted to play it multiple times too, and I thought that was pretty awesome. So, nice little hit with some of the newbie players. Very cool.
All right, moving on. Again, the conga line of rated 7s. Next one up is Tsuro, which I didn't play either.
This was another one that was monster hit at the game group again, and it's hilarious. Also, did I play it also elsewhere? I'm trying to remember now. I've played it several times recently. It's always funny to play this game because inevitably we try not to collide with each other and stuff too. I think I played it with our board game group here.
Yes,
also.
It was our game group played.
Yeah,
so I didn't. I was setting up the next game.
You're setting up the next game, but this game is so fun. It's just you're laying out these tiles in this little maze-like tiles, and you have your little dragon guy follow it, and you're trying not to fall off the edge of the board or run into someone. But that gets increasingly difficult the more tiles you lay down. So, very fun game, and it's also super quick, especially if y'all stink at it. But it's really fun. I love Tsuro.
All right, next up is the one off to the side by itself.
Oh.
Right, number 10 out of 13, Liar's Dice.
It's just a little...
Which is a bunch of cups and some dice.
Yeah, you can't get more basic than that. I mean, it's almost a non-purchase kind of thing. It's so... It's like the deck of cards. If you have dice lying around, you can play this game,
you
right?
almost don't need to buy it.
Yeah, it's such a light little game.
Yeah, so basically just roll. It's a gambling game, and basically you roll your dice, and you look at your dice, and you're trying to predict how many dice of each kind are around the table. So you bid like 3 4s or whatever, and the next person has to bid higher and higher and higher until someone doesn't believe your guess, and then you check and see if you're right, and if you're right, then the other person loses a dice, and if you're wrong, then you lose a die.
It's fun.
It goes until there's only one person left. So.
It's fun, and I'm terrible at it. We're good.
All right.
We're moving on.
Continuing the conga line of 7s, we have Roma.
Roma!
So this is a new purchase at the con, and we played it at the con. So it's played, like, in the same session.
Yep, check it off.
So this is now Roma and Arena Roma 2 combined together. I think there's a Roma reprint, so I don't know what it includes, but I already had the Roma 2, so I bought the original Roma from the virtual flea market.
A lot of R's going on you had there.
Roma.
Roma Arena.
So Roma is a variation of Battle Line, basically. Imagine Battle Line with character powers.
Yeah.
And you're basically trying to do a race to victory points. First one to a certain number of victory points, or if the first one to lose the victory points, the other person wins. If you lose all your victory points, or the first one to get all the victory points, whoever has the most wins. There's a set number, kind of like Race for the Galaxy. There's like a pool of victory points. Once those are exhausted, you see who has the most victory points, and that person wins.
Yep.
So I bought Roma because you can take a Roma and Arena and mix them together and make a big set of cards. So.
Yep. And the box is cool.
And Steffenfeld. So.
And it's Steffenfeld.
But it's not one of my favorite Felds. It's only rated a 7. It's towards the bottom of the pack, but it's still Steffenfeld, so I had to have it.
That's true.
All right. My number 9, the number 9 out of 13. No, it's 8. We're to 8. Number 8 is...
Saboteur. This game is still silly fun. I love this game. We played it here, and we're just goofing around with it. And you're just dwarves trying to reach. There's 3 different mines. One of them has gold in it. The rest are duds. So you have to try to get map cards and stuff. It's a cards game. And you're trying to figure out which one it is and try to go to it. So you've got cards that build the little maze-like tunnels to dig down to it. But you have a saboteur. So there's a bad guy, at least one, depending on how many people you're playing with, that's going to dig the tunnel to the wrong direction or break your equipment so you can't lay down any cards or work and all this. Oh, it's hilarious. This is one of my favorite go-to like social deduction style games because you can teach it to anybody and it's so much fun to just try to ferret out who the bad guy is.
Among the reasons we still have this one is it's probably one of the best introductory social deduction games.
Oh, it's hilarious. And you can be the bad guy and just announce it and it it's not, you don't have to be super secretive about it and you can still wreak a lot of havoc. It's kind of fun.
All right.
Love it.
Moving on to my number 7. For Sale.
This is another one. Did you play? Yeah, I thought you played this one. You played this one too? I love this one. It reminds me a lot of ways of like Biblios or something like that. It's another one of those really quick run through 2-phase games with cards that's just fun. It's like this quick bidding thing. You're bidding one direction and then at the other second half of the game you kind of turn around and bid with the stuff that you've got.
Right.
And you're trying to hopefully get good enough cards that when you're bidding the second round you end up getting the stuff that's going to like secure your victory. But it's, you're trying to like think ahead and plan ahead, and just the way the cards come out sometimes you're like, there's no way I'm going to get a good card. It's fun. It's fast.
Yeah, and it's super fast. It's super light, but it's got a decent amount of strategy for how short it is.
Yeah.
And when you bid on houses and then in the end you use those houses you sell those houses, and the order when you do it, you have a low house, you might actually get a lot of money because all there's high money cards out there the round you sell your low house. So it's really a strategy. It's kind of a little bit of a almost press your luck holding some cards and deciding when to play them and when not to play them. So it's a good one.
Tis good. I
believe that may be the last. Is it the last? It was the last of the 7s.
Looking at these, I would say so.
We're into the 8s now, and the first of the 8s is
Shadows over Camelot.
So we had a lot of people play this for the first time.
That was fun.
We happened to play, and we didn't get a trader, so we kind of breezed through it, which is cool. That's still fun.
It was actually surprising. But after a while, everyone was being just too nice. I figured there's no way. Especially since you and like the people that usually enjoy being bad guys would have leaped at an opportunity by then. It was like, nah, there can't be a traitor in this.
We played without a traitor and we kind of breezed through it. I think we collectively decided next time we play it, we're gonna have a auto traitor, which is I suggest that's how you play, except maybe for your first game.
Yeah.
Make it where you automatically have a traitor. That way it just makes it more interesting. I mean, it's a little interesting trying to figure out who's a traitor when there's not one there.
Which is funny, and it depends on your group, but we didn't have anybody acting particularly shady.
Yep.
It was pretty amazing.
So this is basically asymmetrical powers hidden role game with the potential for a traitor. It's basically you play poker hands at various places and you're trying to get a certain number of white swords before you get black swords. I think it's the more players you have and without a traitor, it makes it pretty easy. So like I said, most people play where it's an automatic traitor. So.
Ooh, Hoser's painting the minis for this. That'd be cool.
That would be cool. Paint my minis.
Paint my minis. Sounds like a game show.
All right, next up, my number 5. I love this game. It's silly fun. It's one of the few program movement games I'll actually play.
I was about to say, what?
That is Colt Express.
Oh my gosh, I love this game.
I think the reason I think I tolerate the program movement, because most program movement games I despise, is that it's so quick and so easy.
It's so silly.
It's silly fun. It's not like if you do something wrong, your whole strategy's blown and your game's out the window. You just don't pick up a loot or something. It's not that big a deal if you mess up your program. But it's a fun one. It plays a lot of players, so it comes out every so often.
It comes out to 6 players. So... oh my gosh, every time. And I just love the superpowers that each player gets. Everyone gets a unique power, and the unique powers are usually pretty funny, so good times.
It's a fun one.
By all.
Fun one.
I did horribly that time. I usually do really well in that game. That last game we played, though.
All right, moving on to the next one.
Ooh.
Salem 1692. Or just Salem for us, because we got the Kickstarter edition. But now it's Salem 1692. It's a
like a
hidden role game. Basically, one person starts out as a witch, I think it's usually one, unless if you get really high in the player count, you might have two.
Yeah.
Starts out with one witch, but over time that witch could infect other people, and they become witches as time goes by.
Oh my gosh.
By the end of the game, we had 3 witches, and I probably should have done the math on what the chances of it happening. But first round, I was the witch to start with. The very first round,
Terrible.
there was an option for it to spread. It did spread to the next person. And then 2 rounds later, a third person got infected. I don't know if we've ever had 3 witches in a game of this. And we just at that point we steamrolled the good guys at that point because there were so many of us.
As much as a duck. Yes, thank you, Peter. Yes.
So Salem is it's a fun hidden roll game. It's one of those ones that I think Rebecca really likes, that you don't have to have a poker face, right? You just play play the game and you're not doing anything that's. There's not this, are you the witch? Where were you on the night of August 17th? I mean, there's not this questioning in your face thing that a lot of other hidden roll games has. This one's kind of more laid back. This is like it could almost be a casual, like a party, not a party game, but a bunch of adults getting together and just hanging out and chatting and stuff. It's really kind of for a social deduction, it's pretty easy going compared to most. Although we did have a heated discussion in the middle of the game.
That was so funny.
We had a fairly new gamer. I don't know if she's a new gamer, but I think she's a new gamer. But she was doing stuff to sabotage the witch group, and the witches were freaking out.
Kind of clued me in a little bit when two of the bad guys turned to her and were like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like,
it was like she was kind of, I don't know, she was just kind of seeing what would happen. But there was a chance. We had the game won, and there was a slight chance that what she did would have caused us to lose, and we had the game in the bag. We couldn't lose at that point.
There was no way. I was
unless
surrounded.
Someone did something like she was doing.
You had eliminated everyone but me. I was the only innocent person left. Oh my gosh, it was hilarious.
But it's a great one.
Oh my gosh, that was a funny moment.
The Monty Python jokes are flying, and
man,
they fly when you're playing this game.
Heck yeah,
I'm not a witch. I'm your wife.
That's not Monty Python.
No, but
that's Princess Bride.
I'm doing a different joke.
Oh, okay, because I was like.
I know my shows.
I know you do.
That's my favorite witch line. I say that one all the time.
Yeah. We say that a lot. We like, and Monty Python, of course.
All right. Moving on. Are we still in the 8s? Let's double check.
It better be at least.
Yes, we're in the 8s. Coming up next. I've never played this game. I'm officially in love with this game. I've never played it, but man, this game was so much fun. This was our most played game. We played this, what? Well, we didn't play by the rules. We played probably, 6, 7, 8 rounds of this?
At least.
They played this at the meetup, and then it was kind of our ender for the con. We played this as well.
Oh my gosh!
So I went. First time we played it at the meetup, we got it out of the library and played it, and I found it for sale at the convention, so I went and bought it. So we played it again at the end of the con. So technically, this counts as a play because we played it after we owned it. So
it counts.
So that counts. So
it counts.
We kind of snuck this one in, even though it's still in shrink.
We'd already packed ours in the car, so we went and got it from the library.
Yeah. Otherwise, we would have played our copy.
We totally, yeah. Oh my goodness. You know what? I can see now why people have like those gaming memories off of this game.
It's hilarious.
The stuff that people come up with, and if you have any like teenagers in your group, oh good heavens. Sometimes they miss some subtle things because they just haven't had enough references to stuff like that in life in general, and it was just oh my gosh, hysterical.
So I did, or actually Tommy did Hunter Thomason as one of the.
He got a blank, so you can put whatever you want on a blank.
And what did it end up being?
Old man with a vending man with a vending machine.
No, that was halfway through.
Oh,
it was like old man on a tower.
Singing from the rooftops?
Singing from the rooftops or something.
It was hilarious, and that was Hunter, and we're like, that's awesome. So, yeah, it's beautiful.
Anyway, there you go. Telestration is hilarious.
Game.
I've never played it, and now it's one of my favorite party games.
Oh, my gosh.
For a party game to get an 8 from me is insane. It's just insane. All right. We're moving into the 9s. We've arrived at the 9s.
It better
this
be a 9.
one is, I was so impressed with this. So we got
game.
This midweek last week, I think.
Yeah.
And so we didn't do an unboxing of this one because I wanted to open it up and play it immediately. We may have found my favorite pure card game.
I totally believe that.
we may have found my favorite
Which
just
I
pure
am
card game.
delighted because, I like those games anyway, and this one's really cool, and I would play this over and
Not
over.
to spoil our top
And I
10.
might actually be able to get him to, play it over and over.
This game is really
so good.
good.
Solid game.
It is really good.
Solid game.
So it's
Yeah,
by the Tom Lehman. He made Race for the Galaxy and
Which, again...
among other things, that's his most famous thing, I would guess. And basically, he took what he learned from making that game, and I think he refined it down into this game because this game plays fairly quick. It is smooth. It is. We played the first time we played it. It was like we're playing this again.
Yeah.
And for me to say that about a card game is just insane.
Doesn't happen.
This is a solid game. It plays in an hour, less than that. 2-player, it's less than an hour.
I was gonna say we cracked it out really fast.
It's just basically it's combos. You're building combos with cards and getting resources, and you're trying to build up to be able to buy the big victory point cards. I can't recall. It's a race to a certain number of victory points. So you have. It reminds me slightly of Splendor in that regard. You're basically trying to get a certain number of victory points in front of you via combos and such. And once you get a certain number, it triggers the end of the game, and then whoever has the most wins. And the game is over before you know it, and you're ready to play again. I'm just really impressed with this one.
And I'm so excited because I'll actually get to play cards a lot. Woo! Okay, I'm better now.
It's just really it's a solid game.
Love
But
it.
it does not beat my favorite game of the resolution ones we played, and that is hype.
Hype. It's
Wingspan.
it's worthy of the hype.
It meets the hype. That's for
a
sure.
rare thing.
You can talk to it more than I can. You played it more than I did. I think you played it 4 or 5 times.
I played it, several times with people, and then I played 3 solo games. Yes,
I played 3 solo games. Rebecca got stuck in the hotel.
I got stuck in the hotel room with sick, weary children, and this was my sanity during that time. I don't play single-player games very much. I don't usually. I find them kind of boring, and I like to interact with people. But this actually kind of kept me going, and I like the automata with it. I really enjoy the art. In fact, the art's amazing. And I like birds anyway, but they just did a beautiful, beautiful job. And the game is really fun. And it's fairly easy to teach, but there's an amazing depth to the game. But it's smooth and light enough that you can still kind of talk with people while you're playing, and it's not going to overwhelm you. I don't know how they did that. It's almost magical. To be honest, I adore this game.
Solid.
It's beautiful.
It's funny. I just there's a book. What is it? Board game. I can't remember the name of that board game book that just came out a little while ago. There's a Kickstarter for it, and Elizabeth Hargrave is in there, and it was very interesting about how the development of this game went about and how much work got put into making it work. Jamie picked it up and he worked with her for a long time.
Oh, that's cool.
Fixing and tweaking it, and it is just a really solid design, an over-the-top, amazing production for the price. Nessa plays this game. I know she probably plays heavier games than most kids her age, but she plays it and enjoys it, and it's light enough that a non-gamer could pick it up with help. You could probably, and once you run them through it a little bit, then they'll be able to play it. I mean, they're not going to jump in and get it right away, but
I think it'll win Kennerspiel too.
It's just great.
I would.
Awesome game. Again, 2 card games on my top 2. It's just like the end of the world's happening. So
I'm okay with the end of the world. I feel fine. Yeah. So yeah, that makes me happy.
So there you go.
Thanks, Peter. No, the kids are fine. It was, I think, just the combo of the end of school and everything just got tired on me.
And they were going
0 to 100 miles an hour.
Full tilt for 12 hours straight.
Yep.
So.
Oh gosh. Yes, poor Hector. The first game we played, Nessa was awake. I don't know how or why, but poor Hector was not awake when we played Wingspan. It was weird role reversal thing going on. Yep.
Anyway.
Hector and birds. Aww.
So there's the resolution update. Those are all the games that qualify for our resolution. We're going to jump into the Spiel nominees, and we're going to talk about each of those. So the 9 nominees for the different categories. I made a little picture. I don't know how it's going to come across, but we'll see.
Ooh, picture. Man, you were working on all this.
So
my goodness.
I'm going to try to put it between us. I think I can fit it between us.
I can lean.
It's going to be
I need to lean this way?
No, it's gonna. Oh, I moved the wrong picture.
Uh-oh.
Give us one moment.
Technical difficulties. Oh, look at that. See? Look at that. Beautiful.
All right, so we're going to talk
High
about
art.
the Spiel nominees. It looks so weird looking this. This doesn't look like the Spiel nominees, but it is. So here we go. Here's the Spiel nominees. I have to look here. It's weird. All right, so the 3 nominees for the Spiel, which is the game of the year, the I guess what you call it, family weight. For us, it would be a light family game of the year. We got Just One, which is a party game that you have one person has a hidden word. Everyone around the table puts a clue, writes a one-word clue. They compare all their clues and they eliminate all the same clues, and then whatever's left over, that person tries to guess. And you go around the table and you're trying to you have a certain number of chances, and then you score a certain number of points and you rate on a scale whether you suck or you're amazing. So just a cool little word party game.
I love it.
It's weird that a party game is nominated for the Spiel, but who knows?
It's fun.
Every year it seems like they do something tricked up, and this is the tricked up one.
Yeah.
So the next one up is Llama. This is a Uno variant. It is, imagine a lighter, quicker version of Uno, and that's what Llama is.
The girls loved it.
It's a type of game.
Fun.
Uno sells millions of copies for a reason, and Llama is an Uno variant. So basically, you have a hand of cards numbered 1 through 6, and then a Llama is basically a 7, and you have a seed card just like in Uno. You basically can play the equal number to what's out there or one higher, and you just go around the table playing cards. If you don't have a number to play, you can draw a card, and it moves on. You can't draw and play. That's your action is to draw. And it goes around the table until and anytime you want, you can say, I quit, and you stop playing, and you're out, and then you go until there's one person left. If that person goes out, they lose some points, and then you score the cards that you have in front of you. So if you have a bunch of low cards, you may want to go out early if you don't think you're going to go out completely before everyone else. And that's an interesting scoring mechanism that if you have multiples of the same number, they only score as one.
It's cute.
So you have 6 threes, it only counts as 1 3. So you score 3 points. Once someone reaches 40 points, the person with the lowest number of points wins.
It's cute. Kids are gonna like.
So there you
this.
go. I explained everything. You know how to play.
Yeah,
Llama
you know how
now.
to play the game. It goes well with the kids. The kids loved it. They played it several rounds and enjoyed it, and it's pretty smooth. If you've got kiddos, you should get it. It's fun.
And then the bottom, Werewörter, whatever that German word. I apologize for all you German watchers. Werewords. So bottom is Werewords. I didn't play this at the convention because we own and play Werewords. I like it. It's another fun little party game. It's basically a derivation of Insider. So I don't know. I personally don't think it should win the award because it's just a app-driven Insider basically. And just one I think is the best. Best of this group I think is just one. I think Llama actually could win this award just because how light and easy it is to play. Mm-hmm. I would not be shocked if Llama won this award. Just because, like I said, it's an Uno variant, and Uno sold millions of copies, so this one's probably going to sell a lot of copies. So there you go. Those are the 3 Spiel nominations. We're going to move on to the kids' games next. Give me one moment. Let me get the kids' games up here. That's not the kids' games.
Say what?
Where are the kids' games?
If that's kids' games, I'm on.
Where's the kids' games? I put the kid game here? No.
That's what I thought Llama was.
No, that's not the kids' games.
I know. Llama.
There's the kids' games. I meant to talk about them first, but
whoops.
Oh well. All right, here we go. Here's the kids' games. I played all of these with the girls. They had very strong opinions of each of these. So we'll start at the top. Fabulantica. Anyway, this is a memory game. There's all these towers all over the board, and underneath, hidden inside the towers, are little characters. So the whole point of the game is that you have these gold cards that you have to find a certain character. So you're moving around a map to these different castles, you reveal, and if your character under the tower matches one of the gold cards, you get that gold card. And then there's another character on that card, the person they're trying to meet up with. Then you have to go through somewhere on the map and find the other person to match your card. And if you find both of them, then you score a point. And first 1 to 3 points wins. It's a memory game. There's some moving around of the towers. When you find a person, you take that tower and you move it somewhere else. So there's kind of a memory. The kids do better than the adults at this because
memory.
It's memory, and they have like a razor, like a bear trap memory. So the kids do better than the adults at this game.
Totally.
So that's Fabulantica.
Fabulantica.
I'm going to skip Go Gecko Go and go down to Valley of the Vikings. This is a dexterity bowling game of all things. So you have these barrels out in the middle of the table, and there's a big round wooden ball, and you have like a little thing you hit the ball with. Hit it, and you knock over the barrels. Whoever barrels you knocked over, their pieces move along the board.
Oh.
Once one piece will eventually drop off the end of the dock. They're basically walking on this dock, and they fall off in the water. When that falls off, all the other pieces score. Wherever they're at, they'll get some points. They may get some money. They may steal some gold or whatever. There's a pool of gold. Once the gold is all given out, whoever has the most gold wins. It's really take-thatty. It's really mean for a kid's game. I think this is the type of game that kids will be screaming and crying because they get brutalized. Because if you fall off the end of the dock, when you fall off the end of the dock, you get nothing.
Oh.
And it's very easy to manipulate who falls off the end of that dock. So it's kind of mean for a kid's game.
It's time to teach them good sportsmanship. This will be your lesson game.
And then by far the best game, hands down, Go
cute.
Gecko Go.
I played that one.
This could almost be an adult family type game. It's not even a kid's game. So basically, you have these 4 creatures. You have an alligator, a turtle, a frog, and a gecko. And they're different varying sizes, and you're basically trying to get all your guys down to the end. The first one to get all their guys to the other end of the board wins. The trick is it's kind of like Camel Up. The bigger monsters, the little guys can jump on the back of the bigger creatures, and they can move all the other creatures with them. So there's some strategy to stacking up the guys and then moving them all in a big group. There's things that knock your little guys off. It's just a fun little racing game. It's by far the best game out of the 3.
It was cute. I played that one, and I really enjoyed it. It was cute. And I like how you could think about which animals you want to move forward and how things go. It was really clever.
This works. It is a roll and move game, but there is some strategy to it on how you stack your guys, and you have to take. There's an action you can take where you push. They're all sitting on little tiles, and you push all the tiles along. And that moves all your creatures, but there's only certain times you can do that action. So kind of manipulate your creatures where you can do that action a bunch, moves all your creatures at the same time. So
there's also
creatures or animals.
That little sunshine action too. There's some parts that are shaded on the board, and if you get the sunshine card, you get to automatically move everybody into the sunlight, and it's every player. So that kind of mixes it up too. It was cute. It was a cute little game. I hope it wins, but I didn't get to play the other 2. So just from what you guys and how the girls reacted.
It was by far. It was one of Nessa's favorite games of the.
Which one was Katie's favorite out of those 3? Do you remember?
Go Gecko Go.
Go Gecko. Yeah.
It wasn't even close.
They loved it.
Wasn't even close.
There you go.
All right, and then we go to the Kinderspiel, the gamer games, which are, where are they? They're further down. Oh, what the heck's going on?
I don't know. Sounds like you're messing stuff up over there.
No. Oh my gosh. Fire the technician.
IT guy went a little crazy, huh?
There we go.
There it is.
All right. So the Kinderspiel, the gamer games, what do they call them? The advanced games.
What's over here?
All right, here they go. So here they are. It is Carpe Diem, Detective, and Wingspan, or Flugelslag.
What? That is the best name ever. Are you serious?
Flugelslag.
Oh, I love German.
I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, but it's hilarious that Wingspan's Flugelslag. All right, so Carpe Diem. I actually already played that. We own that, but I played it again with Tommy. Okay. It's a Steffenfeld game. It is really light for a Steffenfeld game. It's a tile placement game. You're basically drafting tiles. You're putting those tiles on a little board, a little grid pattern, and you're building buildings that give you benefits, and you're going for certain goals. Think just a really light Steffenfeld game. Basically, you take, I think, as I've said before, I think on our channel, I think he either developed Carpe Diem first and made a more robust game into Forum Trinianum, or he did that one first and made it a lighter version Carpe Diem, because it has a similar feel where you're drafting tiles, you're putting them into a tableau, and you get combos based on where they're at. So if you like Steffenfeld games and you want a lighter one to play with, maybe not as heavy gamers, this might be a good one to look into.
Yep.
I enjoyed that one quite a bit.
Yep.
We've already talked about Wingspan, so I'm going to skip that one. I'm going to jump to Detective. I went into this game thinking I was going to despise it.
Really?
I just thought, I'm going to hate this game. It's going to be horrible. It's got so much going against it. A, it's cooperative. B, it's app-based. C, it's cooperative. But amazingly enough, I love Detective. It's a really, really, really good game.
You guys talked about it a lot. I'm kind of bummed I didn't get time to play
it. I was pleasantly surprised how much I enjoyed this game.
They had a special scenario just for the con so that you didn't play a full-blown how many ever hours it was, right? Isn't this the game?
What's that?
Isn't this the game that played they had a shorter version?
Yeah. They basically created a demo version. It's a demo. I think we're going to make it an expansion. One of the expansion scenarios. It takes about an hour and a half to finish. It's pretty straightforward. There's not as much going on. The deck the cards you're using is smaller. I bet you anything the case is more straightforward than some of the other cases. But yeah, I played it. It was great. We're all new players. I think Tommy read the rules beforehand, maybe, but there's a bunch of new players. We flew through it pretty quickly, and we got Master Detective.
Woo!
We got the ranking of Master Detective. So we got everything right, except we missed some of the evidence because there's a finite. The game has a kind of a amount of time you can use to do things, and we focused in on one area and kind of ignored one part. So we got a little bit lower score, but we got high.
That's awesome.
I think we got the highest score. I don't know if you can get. We got 18 out of 25, so maybe you can get 25 out of 25. I don't know how you can do it in the time frame that they allow. But
run faster.
I enjoyed it quite a bit. Of the three, Carpe Diem I probably like the least. Detective and Wingspan are probably neck and neck.
Wow.
On which one I prefer.
Wow, really?
I want to play a full-blown scenario before I actually say Detective's better, but they're really close to each other.
Wow.
Which is, like I said, shocking for a cooperative game. So
I did not just hear you say that.
Detective is awesome. So
wow. That sounds like something I'd like then. That's cool.
So it's good. So all three nominees I think are solid. I think Wingspan's going to win just because hype. So
yeah, you never know. They sometimes they'll just left field do something crazy. But
so there you go. There is the Spiel nominees and my quick.
Have you played Chronicles of Crime?
No, I have not.
You didn't get to play that? I was curious because everybody says they're like, thinks of them in the same breath as Detective, and I wondered if it was similar or not. But you can't answer that. So
yeah, I don't know. So there's the Spiel nominees.
That's exciting. That's really cool.
All right. So now let's jump into the other games that we played at the convention. We're going to fly through these real quickly. I don't have cool graphics for these. So let's jump into it. So we had played one game that's not on the resolution list because it was cold. And I'll talk about the cold games towards the end. So I'm going to ignore that one.
Oh.
So another game we played at the convention, I played Forum Trajanum.
What?
And it's a good game. I love it. It's where I rank
awesome.
it a 9. It's one of my favorite. It's probably in the top half, maybe top third of the Feld games, which is saying a lot because I love Feld games. So
yep.
So let's go with a bunch of kids games. Cranked out a bazillion kids games. So we played.
That's true. We did.
So we played Ghost Fighting Treasure Hunters.
That was adorable.
Which is like a kids pandemic, maybe.
Yes, it's very much pandemic.
So it's a kids pandemic.
Y'all work together.
What about the recommended list? We're going over too many games to talk about those. I would love to talk about them, but all right. So other kids games we played. We played Magical Labyrinth.
What?
Labyrinth.
Yeah,
that. I can't say that word right. I
Why
always say
can't you
labyrinth.
say
I always say labyrinth. So we played that. It's a cool little kids game. You have these magnetic things with ball bearings underneath them, and you're moving. And there's a maze underneath that you can't see. So you have to it's kind of a deduction game. You figure out where your maze is, and you're going around trying to pick up artifacts or relics or something, and you figure out what your maze is. So basically, you move it, and your bar will drop, so there's a wall there. So you have to deduce where your maze is, and it's a memory game too because you got to remember where your maze is. So yeah, I didn't do so well with this one. I won the second game, but I got destroyed the first game. So I kind of figured it out how to make myself remember the maze.
Oh my gosh,
because it's pretty tough. So it was a fun one. We played Gula Gula, which is it's been reprinted as Pharaoh Gula Gula, and it's
that's the one that the girls liked, right?
Yeah, it's a dexterity game. You have a cup full of little wooden eggs and a little stick sticking out of it, and you basically flip over tiles, and you have to pull an egg out of the cup. If the stick ever falls over and hits the ground, you basically go back to whatever color egg you're pulling. You go back to the last tile of that color. If you pull a color, you could go to move forward to the tile of that curl, and you're trying to get to the end and get the purple egg out and win. Nessa loved it because her tiny little hands can pull those eggs out. And my hands, I don't have big hands, and I'm knocking stuff everywhere. I can't imagine it. Like anyone with beefy hands trying to play that game, they would get annihilated at it.
That's glorious.
All right, other kids' games we played. These are all, Rebecca played all these. She played Chicken Cha-Cha-Cha.
Oh my goodness, that game.
Chicken Cha-Cha-Cha.
Let's just say we kind of got one of the rules wrong. And so we had a slow start to that game. And once we're like, oh, you can keep going. Once that happened, man, we're like, vroom, and there were chickens cha-cha-ing everywhere.
Yep.
But, oh my goodness, Nessa figured that out right away. And she and Katie, Katie ended up winning. And she was like...
She did like laps.
She just, oh my gosh, she just annihilated. It was hilarious. Once we figured out we could keep going, the girls were like, oh really? And lapped the adults. It was really funny.
All right, then something called Hula Hippos.
Oh, it wasn't actually Hula Hippos. It was, it's rethemed as something else. What was the actual game name? It's in the description. It's like Mouse in the House or something like that.
Oh, is that the top one?
That's the one with the spinny wheels. You have like this wooden, just little circle, a little wooden circle, and you spin it, and you're trying to flick your little mouse pieces so that they'll be under it when it lands. It's just a silly little flicky game. And it was really silly, cute, and very random. I'm pretty sure it was Mouse in the House. Yeah, Gaming Wife said Mouse in the House. But it was like German Mouse. I love it. M-A-U-S, Mouse. I love it.
All right, next
cute.
up is Dancing Eggs.
Oh, good lord. Dancing Eggs. We're terrible at that game. We finally just we temporarily house ruled that game that certain falls were inevitable and just going to happen because we also had small ones playing with us, and we just kind of let things slide, and it was like the 20th fall. That was the one that counted, kind of. It was, oh, we were terrible. And people were watching us out of the corner of their eye, some not quite so subtle, because you run laps around the table and you're like this because you have all these eggs, and it just like it was hysterical. I'm sure we caused quite a stir in that little room.
All right, fun. Ladybug Costume Party.
Oh, good lord, that game. You got these cute little wooden ladybugs, and they have these little wooden pieces that go in their backs, and they're different colors, and they all start out with one color.
Yeah.
But they have a little magnet right on their mouth. And you travel around and you see if your ladybug smooch, then they trade costume pieces. They're trying to get the best costume.
Okay.
And when they come to one and the other one goes, and it's a total snub. Total snub, just because they're not the right polarity for magnets. Right. And it turns away and you're like, ooh, okay, they're not friends. Ladybug drama.
I think I would like this one.
This game, we made so many jokes about this game. It's a completely different game for the adults than it is the kids. Let me just put it that way.
That's hilarious.
Oh, we were laughing so hard about this game. It was so cute and goofy. Oh my gosh.
All right, so then we got some not kids games that we played at the convention. Well, we'll talk about one that we didn't. I don't think you played at the convention. 6-Nimp.
I did not play that at the convention. I did play a partial game of that at my board game group. Okay. Oddly enough.
So that's a little card game where you're...
No, I did play a game of that at my board game group. Yeah, that one's just really fun.
I played it before a long time ago.
It's another one of the card games where you're doing the card elimination thing, and you have columns of cards, and you're trying to... You have to get the right numbers, and it's more complicated, I think, to explain than to actually play. It's one of those that at first you're like, huh, and then you start playing it, and you get it, and you can go with it. But it's fun because you're trying to not end up being the last person to get the cards because you collect all the cards and get the points from it.
Negative points.
Yeah.
And there's like, if you get certain ones in a row or something, you don't score them, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Some weirdness. All right, some other games we played at the convention that was not kids games. We have, this is kind of a mid-family weight game. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs Mining Company.
That game's pretty funny.
So it's a retheming of Quartz, if you ever played Quartz. It's a pressure luck, draw gems out of your bag.
But this was funny because you think Snow White, we all were a little bit snowed under by the, forgive the pun.
Snowed under.
Forgive the pun.
Womp, womp.
Okay, it was sort of intentional. But it looks all cute and innocent. That is the most take that I've ever seen those 7 dwarves in my life, man. Because it's like...
We were brutal to each other.
We were. First, you and Tommy started eyeing each other, and you're like, oh, that's not mine. And there's like this big throwdown. Meanwhile, Nessa's like, tee hee hee. Oh, look, you died. And we're like, where'd that come from? I mean, it was just hilarious. So everybody's throwing gems at each other. Katie and I had some big, like, ongoing battle thing, and then I don't even know. You guys, like, killed each other off, and it was just like
pressure, like draw
with
stuff
gems.
out of the bag game.
It was hilarious. It's fun. If you like take that games, that one's very low key fun.
All right, Illusion.
Which one was Illusion?
The color timeline.
Oh yeah, that was cool. That was
tell
cool.
them about it.
So okay, sorry, I'm like, hey. So it's like Timeline, exactly like Timeline, but it's got these cards and they have different patterns or things on them, but there's all these different colors. Say there's red and green and purple and orange or something like that. Okay, whatever. It's got a certain number of colors on every card, at least to some degree. And on the back of the card, it'll tell you what percentage of the card actually has that color on it and what you're trying to guess. And it'll have an arrow you flip over, and the arrow will be, say, green. So you're going to guess whether it has more or less green than the card that's on the table, just like you would with, Timeline or something,
right,
but with colors.
Right.
And so you're going through... And then someone the next to you after you do it, they can either call shenanigans and say, hey, I think you're full of baloney, you did that wrong. Or you can try to do it yourself, and it keeps going that way. And it's surprisingly difficult sometimes. Sometimes it's really easy. It's kind of like Timeline, I guess, that way, right? Sometimes there's that stuff you just know, and you're like, oh, I know when that was invented or whatever. You throw that down, you feel good. And then these colors, though, some of them, because the patterns are so different, or it might be words or circles, right, or just a solid blocks, and you're going, okay, I'm going to eyeball this. I mean, I feel like it was some kind of weird Tetris game mentally, And
what I like about it, different than... that makes it different from Timeline, like you said, is that in Timeline you play your card and you're right or wrong, boom, you got it right or not. This one's almost a press your luck.
Oh yeah,
right. Do you say you think it's wrong, or do you put another card out there?
Well,
right?
And some of them could have the exact same percentage. We noticed that too. A couple times we flipped over and we're like, oh, you do actually win because it was the same percentage. And that was interesting. Yeah. And I like that this one's language independent too. Yeah. Now it's not colorblind friendly for obvious reasons, but it's language independent. You can play this with anybody. I think that's pretty cool. So,
and then every convention there's always the crappy games I'm shown by Tommy, and we'll go over those shortly, in short order.
Is that a new thing?
The crappy games shown to me by Tommy at the convention. So we have a game called Black Box. It's from the 70s, maybe even the 60s. It's a kind of a mastermind puzzly game where you're basically... you have these balls on a grid, and basically you're shooting lasers at them, and they bounce off of them, and you have to deduce where the balls are on the grid. Yeah. And then we played Code 777. We didn't finish the game. We kind of played a couple of rounds of it because the award ceremony, I think, was about to happen, so we ran out of time. It's a deduction game. Basically, you have a series of numbers. It's Tommy ragging on me.
Yeah.
There's a series of numbers in front of you, and then you see the numbers of the other players. And through the process of asking questions, you have to deduce which numbers are in front of you. And it's a deduction game, and I'm not a big fan of pure deduction games like that. So, there you go. 2 crappy games shown to me by Tommy at the convention.
Oh, dear. Tommy first says he hates you, then he said he liked the game, and then he said unsubscribe.
All right, so that leaves one game. My game of the convention.
What?
A game that might creep into my top 20, maybe even my top 10 games of all time.
What?
And that is...
Did I play it with you?
I have a picture of this one.
Did I play it with you?
I have a picture of this one. Not that one. Ugh. Black Box. Ugh.
You're such a troll. What a troll.
Where is it? It's on here somewhere.
I think you should just put that one up on the screen.
Black Box? No. That's silly. Where the heck is it?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. Alright. I'm just going to have to say it because I can't find it. I think it got moved. I think I moved everything around.
Tommy says you missed 1830.
Oh, I forgot 1830.
What?
Yeah, I'll talk about 1830 too. I'll write that down. That's not the one I'm talking about right now. That one's alright. All right, I'm just gonna say it because I can't find a picture. That's Indonesia.
Oh, you loved that, huh?
That game was awesome. I had no idea what I was doing, but I ended up winning, which is great. When I have no clue what's going on and I still win, that's always a bonus. So Indonesia is a splatter game. It's my second splatter game. I've only played Food Chain Magnate. Now I've played Indonesia. I loved it. It was amazing. It was 6 hours of greatness. 6 hours? 5.5 hours? 4 hours? 5 hours? 5 hours of greatness. Really fun game. Super complicated. It's one of the games where the teach is kind of hard, but then when you learn how to play, it's easy to play. But then the depth of the game is insane. The depth of that game. I loved it. Basically, you're building companies in Indonesia. You're taking control of them. You have shipping and different goods, and you have to ship the goods to the cities, and the cities build up over time. It's a really amazing game. I would never play this with all new players because it would take like 4 days to play because the guy who ran the game, who owns the game, did all the logistics and the math and the insaneness for us. So it was like we had like a little computer off to the side that did everything for us that made the game go much smoother. But it was awesome. I loved it.
Do you like it better than Food Chain Magnate?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Wow. Okay,
It was really.
I'm glad I'm sitting down this evening because
it was really good.
You're throwing down some crazy stuff, man.
Insanely good game. I loved it. It was great.
Wow.
It was I enjoyed it greatly. Then there was 1830. So let's talk a little bit about 1830. So I think I like this game quite a bit. I think I prefer.
Went off the rails.
But my train did go off the rails. I'll get to that in a minute. I think I prefer 1846 better because 1830 to me seems like in 1846 we mostly played with all new players and it may have made a difference because we're all on the same kind of playing field. But it was me with like very little 18XX experience and then a bunch of 18Xers that knew what was going on that have played that map before. And I made a poor decision right off the bat, and my game was ruined for the entire evening.
Oh, you picked somewhere dumb?
I picked somewhere dumb on the map, and I was done. I was effectively done an hour into the game, and we had 4 or 5 hours to go. So that was a fun experience. But that said, Tommy had the same experience in Indonesia, so it all kind of goes in a big vicious circle.
Vicious circle.
But Indonesia is awesome. I'm officially in the Splotter cheering box, and I'm going to try to play as many as I can because they've got a good track record. They're 2 for 2 on games I love. So
wow, and you liked that one even better than Food Chain Magnate.
So 1830 basically
floors me.
I started off in a bad position because I didn't know the map, and I thought, oh, this looks good. I'll just do this. If I probably took the time and studied the map and thought about it and really got into it, I probably would have figured out that I did a bad decision, but I was like, oh, I'll just be this company. And that company was not the right company to have. So, but, what was I going to say?
I don't know.
Anyway, so it was a horrible experience. But now that I know how the map works, I'd be willing to play it again. I understand in games like 18XX, there's just times things just go wrong and you're going to lose, and that's just the way it works, and it's a brutal game that way, and that's part of the thing. But yeah, I was going to say the other issue was I may have worked myself back potentially over time, but then there was this massive train rush that annihilated me and one other guy. So not only did I start in a poor position, a train rush happened that just destroyed my position. And yeah, So
what's a train rush? Is that like a gold rush?
Kind of. Basically, the companies are buying up trains, and as trains are bought over time, the smaller trains don't work anymore.
Oh wow!
And so they rushed up to a high level train that destroyed the low level trains, and all I had was low level trains. I'm going way too deep into 18XX, but I had to dump all my personal money to be able to buy a train. Which if you do that, you're toast. You're done.
Yeah.
And me and another guy got in the same situation. He at least was in a better position on the map, so he ended up doing slightly better than I did. But I not only had a poor position, I had to buy a train with my own money, which is, if you're doing that, you're losing. So, yeah, so I literally went off the rails. So we talked about a bazillion games, but guess what? We're not done.
What?
So, I gave you an outline at the beginning, and I kind of went off the rails on my outline. Because I wanted to do, after I thought about it, I want to do the additions and culls last. So that's what we're doing, the additions and culls last. So we're going to do the new additions to our collection. We've already talked about Telestrations, and we talked about Roma. And then I have the rest of the ones over here. So
Yes.
we'll just go at them one at a time fairly quickly because we've been on for a while now. So we got to finish up. I think this finishes up our 2-player Rosenberg collection.
Ooh, really?
Le Havre Inland Port is the 2-player Le Havre. We love the main Le Havre 2 players, but unlike Le Havre, this one takes 30 minutes.
What?
So
Yes.
I have no idea if it gives you a similar experience or not. I've heard mixed reviews of it, but I just wanted to have all the 2-player Rosenberg games. So we have Le Havre Inland Port, we have Caverna Cave versus Cave, and we have Agricola All Creatures Big and Small. So
All
I think we
winners
got
so
them.
far. This is so exciting.
I think we got them all now. I think maybe we have them all.
I don't
Anyway,
know.
there you go. There's that.
Okay.
Then
So
we
we're
got
playing that next?
this one that Rebecca bought. I know nothing about it. She can talk about it.
So, Katie fell in love with this one, and we played a demo game of it at the Stronghold booth. And Subtext is another one of those. It's Pictionary, but it's like really a twisted version of it because you want to say you get a word, race car. You want to draw it, and someone else is going to get your card in the group. You want to draw it in such a way that only the person that also gets your card gets what you're drawing. So it's almost like Dixit, but with Pictionary. So it gets really tricky, and by the time we were done, I think I had it figured out, like, how you would want to go about it and stuff. Like, if you get something specific like that, you might draw the brand shape of a particular type of race car, not actually draw a car, right? Stuff like that. You want to do something that's subtext. You know, some other, like, little subtle hint thing that references it, you know? Okay. And it's pretty funny.
I feel you bought this maybe more for your game group than...
Oh, no, Katie loves this.
Oh, does she?
Yeah,
Okay.
Katie loves this. No, this was a purchase for Katie. But heck yeah, I'll play it too. And I think it would actually go over well with the game group. I think it's like a win-win on both at home and at school. Okay. But it's pretty fun.
Cool. I'll have to try this one. I didn't play this one. I think I was still asleep when you bought this.
Yes, you were. You were asleep when we did this one.
What was I going to say? Oh, we forgot Patchwork. We have Patchwork as well.
Oh, yeah,
Patchwork. You mentioned Patchwork.
Oh, yeah, good one.
All right, so we got Lewis and Clark.
I'm intrigued about this one.
I've been waffling on this game forever, and I got it for a good price, although I should have got it for a better price, but I was really nice. It looked a cat attacked this box. So she's going to give me a discount. I thought, I don't need a discount.
Our cat will attack it too.
Yeah, exactly. So, Lewis and Clark, it's one of the highest rated worker placement games that we do not own and have not played, so I bought it just because.
I just want to know why a cat attacked this random box. That just makes me so happy somehow.
All right, next up is I jumped into the deep end on this one.
Oh my gosh.
And I bought the collector's edition of Everdale.
I want to play.
Collector's
Look at
edition.
the art on this. Oh my god.
Everdale Collector's
Look at the
edition.
art.
So,
gorgeous.
if you're going to jump in the pool, jump into the deep end. That's what I did. So, there you go.
Sabloosh.
Everdale Collector's edition.
Oh my gosh. I'm so stoked.
So I was going to crack this out at the con, but setting up the tree and all that stuff and learning the rules, we decided not to do it. But we're going to play this one real soon. With the girls, hopefully.
Yep. Another sleeve for the bin. Yeah. Kabuki.
All right, here we go.
Right. What's with the sleeves?
I've never heard of this game until like a month ago.
Oh
and
my
then
gosh.
I had to have it for no good reason because it may never get played. It's the Republic of Rome, so this is an epic, massive
game of epicness.
It's not really a war game. I guess that you do battles and stuff in it, but it's like a lot of negotiation and working and tactics and fun, crazy.
I was gonna say,
stuff.
but it's in this context. I might actually really enjoy that.
Well, yeah, and it's crazy, supposedly crazy thematic from what I've seen, and it's. I'm excited to play it. I'm probably gonna have to set a game day just to play this and invite the people that can play a Euro game for. I guess it's not really a Euro game. I'm probably more like a hybrid. I don't know what kind of game it is.
This weird game. Can you want to play a
For
weird game for several hours?
I think it says it's a 6-hour game, but that's if you know what you're doing. So.
Oh, we don't.
So this is an all day. We're doing a board game meetup for a weekend, and maybe we'll play it during that time. Send all the non-heavy gamers off to the side and let them play something else, and then we'll melt our brain on this thing.
Yeah, do something crazy.
So
fun.
Epic Romanus.
Fun.
1 to 6 players, 3 to 5 hours. They lie. It has complexity of everything.
Huh?
Avalon Hill. This is an Avalon Hill game, I believe.
Oh, so they tell you what's...
What's a reprint, but it's a reprint of Avalon Hill.
They tell you what's complex?
Yeah, it has all the little symbols.
Oh, wow.
Complexity...
it's maxed out.
And
solitaire. Or almost maxed out. It's like half of a...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Wow. All right, it's on.
Republic of Rome. There you go. And then, just because her case wasn't full, I bought this.
Remember my birthday thingy?
So this is the mostly fill up her case.
My briefcase of doom.
I think this might fill it up.
I think my briefcase is complete as life.
So there's all that craziness.
Oh my gosh. I'm so stoked. I can't wait. We're going to have a game day just Dominion.
Okay, well, while you're playing Dominion.
Yeah, exactly. There goes.
So I got these for a steal. I got all these for a bargain price. There's a virtual flea market at the BGG Spring where you go online and people post things for sale and you say, I want this or I don't want this or I'll pay this, and you negotiate prices and haggle and stuff, and I got a real good price for all these. So there you go. So now we're down to, she's missing the latest 3 Dominions, I think.
There's more?
Yes.
Good heavens.
But we're going to wait on those.
I'm okay. I think I'm okay.
All right. So
I think.
Last but not least, this wasn't really a purchase, but for the first time ever...
in the history of ever.
we won something in a raffle at BGG Spring.
What?
So just pull it all over.
Oh, this? Oh, jeez. I'll try. I'm going to try not to.
So we won a package of stuff.
Dun, 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 dun. Okay.
So we won a package of stuff. So we'll go through these quickly. Alien Artifacts. We played before and we were kind of meh on, but we'll give it another shot.
Woo woo! Hit me with your best shot.
So there's Alien Artifacts.
Alien Artifacts.
Then we got this Walking Dead All Out War. Never heard of it. It's a tactical miniatures game. Probably going to go in the coal/to be sold pile, unfortunately, because A, it's a miniatures game, and B, it's horror, and we're not a big fan of horror stuff.
But hey,
we're gonna skip this one and go to this one, which is another horror-themed game with miniatures.
Darker, darkest.
So this one again is probably gonna go in the coal/to be sold pile. There you go.
It's got cool looking miniatures on the back though.
We'll talk about this in a second. And then we got this crazy
mysterious
package.
It says Jumanji. No, just kidding.
It says Incredible Expeditions Quest for Atlantis Grand Tour Edition. So this must be a Kickstarter. And I looked online, it got very few ratings and not many good ratings. But
it looks
amazing.
It does. It totally looks amazing.
So I want to try it regardless because it looks amazing. Because it comes with this little suitcase.
It looks like Jumanji, man. I'm just saying. I am so stoked.
And then it got these.
It got these. You're so excited.
It has these little old. If you ever played the old Ultima games,
look at these
little cloth play mats.
Is this not cool? This is so cool.
It's like the old maps from Ultima. This is aging me, but the old maps from Ultima.
You're so old.
It's the same material, same feel. So, and then there's all these little ships and stuff.
Foiled cards. Look at the shiny.
These little weird-looking ships and stuff. I don't know. It looks amazing. The production is ridiculous, but I'm sure it's a horrible game. But
whatever. No, don't say that. And there's bags full of beads and stuff in here too. Oh man, this thing weighs 40 pounds. It feels like it.
But anyway,
I'm stoked.
I know nothing about this game.
It's Jumanji. I don't care.
I have hope that it's going to be like the Adventurers, like
Temple of Chocolate.
Not a great game, but stupid fun. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm stoked. It's in a briefcase. Okay?
And then we got an awesome little game bag. It's from Berkey. You know Berkey from the Game Toppers. He makes game bags as well.
And we used it.
And
it's awesome.
It's really cool. It has. I
think you could put frozen goods in it and it would stay lined.
It's actually insulated, so I don't know what. I think it doubles as maybe a food bag, so it's pretty cool.
It's awesome. Plus, his game toppers were really cool at the con. I like that they use those for all the like spiel games and stuff. His toppers are perfect for that. So yeah, if you're looking for a table topper, man, those. Are
we're losing internet. So hopefully we're not lagging too much. But we're going to just power through, and I'm going to ignore the fact that we're in red over here. So, because we're already an hour, I don't know, close to an hour in.
Sweet.
And we're going to finish the night on a sad note.
Sad note.
Our cold games.
That's not sad.
So,
It's not sad.
at the meetup, we took all our games we wanted to get rid of. And you know what's sad? We couldn't even give some of these games away.
Okay, that part's kind of sad.
So the games we called that people actually took were Brew Crafters.
That's a good game.
The reason we got rid of that one is because it's like it just never gets picked when we go for a worker placement game. We reach on the shelf to grab a worker placement game. That one just never gets picked.
It needed love.
But I'm sure
it has a good.
It's a great worker placement game. It's just one we never pick.
Yep.
Next up is Cosmic Encounter. The reason we got rid of that one is because ties.
Somebody doesn't like to share people. Does not play well with others.
That game makes me physically angry. And I'm not going to keep anything in my collection that makes me physically angry. Because you work hard, you try your best, and then someone on the whim goes, "Oh, let's just win together." And
I bet you were fun with group projects at school.
It's Cosmic Encounter. We got rid of Cube Quest, it just never got played.
Yep.
We played it like 5 times when we bought it and haven't touched it in 3 years.
Yeah.
So then we got Exodus Proxima Centauri. I bought this one because supposedly it worked well 2 players. It doesn't work well 2 players.
Yeah, it's kind of meh. Just 2 players, yeah.
Then Near and Far, we don't have to go over that. That was a disappointment because the campaign's not a campaign.
The art's gorgeous.
It's a series of the same thing over and over again.
Yep.
Then we got rid of Sylveon because it's...
I played out.
I don't like it, and she prefers an Irem, and so there you go.
Yep.
Then we got rid of Twa because Twa just...
we just didn't enjoy it as
much.
much.
It's one of those punitive Euro games, and we don't like punitive Euro games. I mean, it's like really...
I'm going to end up start saying that word, and I'm going to slap you. I swear.
It's going to be a word.
Punitive. Stop it!
So Twa is... It's just... I don't like games where... The game, like, let's say you have 7 actions, and the game goes, no, you only have 3 this time. Why? All right. So here's the games. Over here, way over there, is the games we tried to get rid of, and we can't. I'm considering them cold. They're probably going to get sold at the Board Game Geek virtual market in the fall. So here we go, starting with...
Jobby, I know Jobby.
Mines of Zavendor. And... Mage Wars Academy, we liked it at first, we just never played it anymore. And really, I found, for the most part, I don't like tactical miniatures games. And this is like a tactical miniatures game without even the miniatures. So you only get the fun of the miniatures. So it's a tactical miniatures game without miniatures.
I don't mind it.
Alright, what else? Oh my gosh. Let's do this one last.
Okay.
Alright, so Formula D.
This has been replaced by the Restorations game.
Downforce has killed this game for me, sadly. So it's been killed.
This was fun, though. I mean,
it's fun, but I'd rather play Downforce.
A lot longer.
Alright. I couldn't get rid of Kalis. Isn't this like a classic, epic, like the Euro game of Euro games? Like the Euro game? No one wants it. I can't get rid of this thing. Anyway. And then New York 1901.
Aww, this one kind of makes me sad, but we have so many other games.
We played this one a lot early, and it was just kind of find out it's just...
We have a lot more...
There's not anything that goes, ooh, wow. There's no wow. There's nothing, it's just...
It's fun. It's a good game.
It's alright.
But, I mean, when we have to call games, I mean, we have other games that have more depth than this.
There's probably 20 tile placement games I've played before this one.
And that's where we're at. Because it's a solid, awesome game.
All right, bring back that other one. Let's talk about it.
Oh, we're not done yet.
Oh, there's another one? Oh. This is a big disappointment to me.
Yeah.
I thought I would like this game, but I did not like it at all.
It made me sad.
It fell so flat. It fell, like, flat. Like, flat. Anyway. So, First Martians, we brought First Martians to give away. We thought someone would take it. But little do we know, Board Game Geek was giving away First Martians for free. So now this game has a negative value at this point. I'd have to pay someone to take this game. Oh, we're lagging. Sorry, guys, on the laggage.
Oh, dear. Oh, that makes me sad.
Sorry, we're lagging.
Lagging on first. How about now? Slapstickery? Slapstackery?
We're back. Hopefully that will help with the lag. Now, we're listening closely. I kind of spoiled it a little bit by talking about Res Arcana, saying it's one of my favorite card games. So we'll see if that is actually my favorite.
So it's just card games? Straight up?
Top 10 card games is the repeato of our list from July 2nd, 2016.
Oh,
About
wow.
3 years ago, we did this list.
Oh, it's going to change a lot. There's been so many good games.
So we're gonna get out of here because our lag has went through the roof. Thank you again. What's the company we use again?
Company?
The internet company.
Oh, Suddenlink.
Thanks again, Suddenlink, for bringing us a crappy ending to our video.
Yes.
I mean, we're dropping half our frames at this point.
I'm glad we're paying full
So you're seeing 50% of me. So hopefully you're seeing the 50% you're seeing is Rebecca and not me. We're going to get out of here, folks. We'll see you Tuesday for our top card games. Sorry for the lag. We're really sad.
Much love. See you soon.
Bye.